Delano, very good morning to you. I believe we're going to kick off with the APEC meeting that's going to start on Monday in Beijing.
That's right. The meeting of 21 nations, that include Japan and the US, will give China an opportunity to assert itself as regional leader. Now, this will be the first major international gathering since Chinese President Xi Jinping came to power. On the agenda will be a free trade area for the region. Now, that's an initiative being pushed by China. Earlier, France 24's Shannon Van Sant told us that what the host country aims to get out of APEC.
China is hoping to do a lot of things, and many of the measures it hopes to take and to come to consensus on over the next few days, they hope will boost its influence in Asia. They're hoping to form a trade pact and increase trade with these 20 other Asian nations. They're also hoping to form agreements on infrastructure. Chinese officials in recent weeks have said that increased projects for infrastructure linking countries throughout Asia is one solution for China's slowing economy. China has also boosted a regional bank that will increase funding for these infrastructure projects. That's in addition to a new BRICS bank that is proposed that China will likely dominate. Now, of course, another thing that people here are keeping their eyes on is the meeting next week between U.S. President Barack Obama and China's President Xi Jinping. And that, of course, will address a lot of these issues as well.
So, Delano, how are the markets looking this morning?
Well, trading is underway in Asia right now. Stocks there mixed this Friday. Upbeat economic data from the United States pushed Japan's Nikkei higher by about 0.5%. There you can see Hong Kong and Shanghai Composite all in the green this Friday session. Let's switch gears now. It's been 25 years since the fall of the Berlin Wall. That event caused the daily lives of people in East Germany to change radically overnight. However, a few things have stayed the same in supermarkets, a number of which have chosen to return to the past. 25 years after the fall of the wall, the East German brands that survived reunification are still on the shelves. Jessica Sals now reports.
We are in Saxony, near Dresden. It is here that a spread is made that is popular amongst people who were born in East Germany. It is one of the former GDR products that has survived the fall of the wall. But it had a hard time finding its place in the market economy. A fall in revenue forced the plant to close its doors for 10 years.
East Germans didn't want these products after the wall fell. For them, everything that came from the West was best. It took time before they realized that everything at that time wasn't bad.
Nowadays, 3 to 4 million pots of the spread are sold in Germany each year. 25 years after the wall came down, Germans born in the former East are returning to the tastes of yesteryear. This shop in Dresden sells dozens of iconic products that have lived on after reunification.
A classic old East German product is crispy flakes. With some hindsight, I can say that was the product we were eating back then. And they're still delicious today. Older people say it's linked to nostalgia. They associate them with their childhood, which was a great time. That's the main reason, I think.
A taste for nostalgia has allowed the most successful brands to expand their distribution. They don't have much trouble these days competing in Eastern supermarkets with products from the West.
I don't think the GDR is the main reason anymore. Of course, customers like to buy products because they know them. But that's now largely because they're manufactured in the region. They're the fruits of our labor, and that's also important to the customer.
20% of the products found on shelves during the GDR survived the fall of the wall, but most of them still have a challenge: to conquer Western supermarkets.
Well, finally, Delano, you're going to tell us about a record-breaking watch.
That's right. Sotheby's says it will auction the world's most expensive and most famous watch next week. The Henry Graves is named after a New York banker who commissioned Patek Philippe to make the watch in the 1920s. Now, it's made of pink gold and includes features like a split-second chronograph and a moon calendar. The Henry Grave is expected to get around 12 million euros. Now, this is interesting, Eve. Mr. Graves was involved in a competition with an American tycoon at the time, and that's why he commissioned Patek Philippe to make this watch, which took 8 years to make. So
8 years to make.
8 years to make, not just a run-off-the-mill watch. But
indeed, 12 million, though. My gosh, I like watches, but I guess some bankers are still commissioning these hefty... Oh, undoubtedly. Other world to me. Delano D'Souza there with the Business Latest. Thanks indeed for that. It's now time for Web News.
The past few weeks have seen Mexicans taking to the web, reaching out to their president, Enrique Peña Nieto, who's been in office since 2012, calling on him to step down.